Okay, in this video we'll set up Houdini Engine for Unreal. If you didn't click the option box for Houdini Engine for Unreal when you installed Houdini, the easiest way to get it installed is to come and download the Houdini launcher. And once you've done that, come to the Houdini plugins tab on it and then just install Unreal Engine for Houdini Engine for Unreal. After you've done that, you'll need to come to your Side Effects software Houdini Engine installation, wherever you've got that. Come to this Unreal folder, the Houdini Engine, the Houdini installation version you're using, and you should have options for the version of Unreal you're using. I'm using 4.25, and I'm going to use this V2, which is the current beta one. You can use either of these. It should be fine. This one's a little bit faster, got a couple of improvements, but it is still in beta. And then basically what you want to do is copy this folder into wherever you've got your Unreal Engine installed, the version number that you're copying over. Go to Engine Plugins and just copy it into here. And then when you start Unreal Engine, this is just the third-person blueprint setup that I'm using. And come to Plugins, and there should be Houdini Engine. You might have to restart to enable this. And once that's all done, you want to come to your Houdini project and find this HDA-LC file. So this is our actual procedural fence asset. And copy that in. The other thing we'll need is the modular pieces that we have. So I've already exported out the fence and the post as separate bits. You can easily do that from Houdini if you split them out like this. So I'm going to put down in ROP FBX output. Let's plug that in and we'll view this one we're outputting. And then render current frame, and you just basically select wherever you want to save it. Give it a name that's appropriate, and then just save out both of these bits, making sure you're updating your flag you're pointing to here. And then we can simply click and drag these in here. And we shouldn't need to change anything in here. We can just go import all. We should have it to separate pieces. Now let's test our fence asset. Let's start by clearing out this arena. And we'll make a quick landscape. So just come up to here, click landscape, and then I just filled or created a landscape just from the default. And then we can just paint a little bit of height difference in here just to make sure that's working. And then let's just go back to select and drag this into here. should take just a little bit to cook and figure out what it's doing. So once that's done loading, you should see down here all the controls we set up, as well as the inputs it's looking for. So we can simply click and drag these assets into here, and it's just following this default curve right now. So we need to come in here, down the bottom, it's looking for a landscape, and we can just click the landscape that we have. So it seems like for me the ground is not quite working. It's going to move it and let it recook. And sometimes you need to re-import and rebuild all assets, and also making sure your actual HJ is saved out properly to the correct version. So coming up here to assets, save asset, proc fence, or whatever you've called it, just make sure it's saved correctly on disk. If you're having any feeling like it's not updating to the latest version you've got. So I'm just going to delete that real quick. Let's re-import and chuck it back in. Reattach these inputs. You won't see it on my screen, but down in the corner you should see a little pop-up saying Houdini Engine is cooking. And there we go. Now it's correctly following our terrain, and we should be able to just move this curve and it should update automatically. Okay, so now that the basic modular version is working, in the next chapter we'll go through and actually generate our own procedural fence sections. If you would like a challenge or to sort of take this a little bit further on your own in the meantime, I'd recommend trying to get this working with your own fence section asset. You can even go ahead and try and generate a procedural asset in Houdini yourself if you wanted, and then you can see how the setup I'm going to do afterwards.